What's happening, good people? What's happening, good people? I'm about to get my brother Kenyon on here in just a moment, guys. Let me see if he's in the queue. But I wanted to get started so I wouldn't hold you guys up much longer. I think he's there, but hold on, guys. I got to look at something real quick. And then we're going to dive in, man. We're going to do what y'all love the most. The SteelTable. But I'm going to properly introduce this here in a moment. Hold on. I think I see Kenyon in the queue, and I think he can hear me. If you can, give me a head nod. He can hear me. All right. So I didn't bring him on screen yet, guys. So let me just do the quick introduction, then I'm going to throw Kenyon on, and then we're going to just have at it. We just going to have at it. We just going to talk. No rehearsal. Y'all know I'm running behind, man. I'm telling you, doing this other stuff outside of this has been crazy, but I enjoy it. But anyway, welcome, guys, to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, live from the Steel Basement, and I'm about to bring Kenyon on as well. I'm going to do that right now, and we're going to dive right in. So looks like I have Kenyon on. We look mighty fine, I might say myself, in the camera. So we good. We are good. Another disclaimer. As you guys are probably seeing on the screen, you're seeing a logo that says powered by StreamYard. You're also seeing 720p in the other corner. Let me explain to you why you're seeing that. Because I decided, guys, when I do this type of show, I'm not paying StreamYard for no service. For what? I'm not paying them $25 a month. I don't use it all the time. I have no shame in my game running with the free version. But I have to say that because people literally ask Kenyon, hey man, why was that logo there? Like, listen, ain't no need of me paying for a service that I don't use every week or every month. So there you have it. But before we go any further, man, let me make sure audio and everything is legit. What's happening, Kenyon, man? You can hear me good, right? Oh, hold on. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. We're going to fix that in a second, guys. In the meantime, while we wait on that, let me say round of applause and shout out to the infamous Tim. Appreciate the donation. Appreciate the Wonder Bread. Round of applause. Yeah, guys, we don't listen. I think this is the reason why y'all appreciate me. We don't do all the mic check. We don't do none of that. We just go live. That makes it more fruitful, right? More exciting. He says, oh, there you go. All right, there you go. So, all right, let me read Tim's comment, and then we're going to jump in. He says, question for the SteelTable. Well, perfect. You're going to hit us off with a question right away. What is the best offensive performance and the best defensive performance you've seen in any Steelers game? Regular season only. Whoa. How about this? I don't want to limit what Kenyon wants to say, but I'm going to just throw an idea out there. How about maybe I'll take offense, maybe Kenyon could take defense. But Kenyon, you're welcome to say both. The only reason why I say I'll take offense because there's one that comes to mind immediately. And this might not even be the best one, but this one just sticks immediately. So I'm going to say that. And then when Kenyon goes, maybe I'll sit and think of a defensive performance on my side as well. But also, Kenyon, feel free to give offense and defense. Offensively, I got to say 2 games, and it was regular season. Indianapolis Colts, Baltimore Ravens. Ben Roethlisberger throws for 12 touchdowns in 2 games. That was one of the greatest performances I've seen offensively. Again, guys, this is off the cuff. I could literally be missing the mark here. So don't hold me to a freestyle comment. But the reason why I say that, remember the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, we were always ground and pound. There's plenty of games. Here's another one I'll throw out there. I'll give you a ground and pound one. Can't remember what year this was, but we went down to Carolina. Wait, hold on, Kenyon. I'm going to keep going. I got a couple more. We go down to Carolina. See, it's coming now. So I'm going to be brief. They said they had the #1 defense in the league. I believe they were 3-0 at the time, something like that. And the Pittsburgh Steelers went down to Charlotte, and both Le'Veon Bell and LeGarrette Blount, both of them rushed for over 100 yards. Oof. Boy, that was a pretty thing to see because of the circumstance. Number one defense, they feeling themselves, and we went down there and ran the ball down their throat. Here's the other one that I got for y'all. Tennessee. Can't remember the year, but again, Le'Veon Bell. We go to Tennessee, I think Le'Veon rushed for, I want to say it was 206, something like that. But what sticks out in my mind about that performance was the linebackers and the linemen literally caught on camera saying, it's the same play. They running the same play. And they couldn't stop it. Oh, that hit me in the heart. Oh, man. So those probably are two of my favorite rushing performances. And then, like I said, man, just seeing Ben do what he did back-to-back like that with the Steelers having a legacy of being a ground and pound team, it was quite amazing to see us put up 30, 40-plus points back-to-back weeks against those teams, against the Ravens. 6 of them things against the Ravens. So,
yeah.
But I'll hold my thought right there because I probably could keep going. But I'm very curious to hear, man, Kenyon's thoughts both offensively and defensively. I can't think of a defensive one right off the top, but.
Man, you could have kept cooking. That was all right. Trying to think. Are we doing current era or are we doing just all time? Because my
all time.
My is longer, so it would probably be, man. Probably defensively. I might go 78. What I saw them do. Maybe 76, because I kind of remember that. They didn't win it that year, but that defensive performance, like I've never seen that. I think the only thing I've seen that's close to that is like the Ravens for that single season. But that 76 defense with all those injuries, oh my God, like you couldn't do anything. Like they just wouldn't let you do anything. That was peak Steelers, but that's the year that they couldn't win it because of the injuries. The injuries killed them. But that defense won them 10 games, bro. Like they literally took one side. They just controlled games, but with their defense. So I would probably say that. Offensively, yeah, you kind of go with this era. Although I would say there are some games with John Stallworth and Lance Swan, because to me it's about big games. Like regular season games are cool, but it's what you do. It's what you do on the big stage to me. So I would probably say, yeah. I mean, look, AB got some games, man, where it's like,
yeah, I was gonna say AB got some games. I'm sure
AB
I'm forgetting.
got some games where you're just like, yo, you just gotta. It's that's crazy. Like he kind of controlled games. Like he was so dominant you couldn't cover him. I might go AB offensively. I mean, another one would be Troy. Troy's had games where it's like he single-handedly changed the game, that's crazy. Like to be able to do that, it's like kind of crazy. So for me, it would probably be like those steel curtain teams. There's like multiple games I can go to because they were so dominant for a stretch, which is why I always say that's the greatest defense because you have to do it. You can't do it just 1 year. 1 year is cool. That's a snapshot. You know what I mean? You have to do that stuff like multiple years for me to give you that type of love. And I think, yeah, that curtain, man, LC Greenwood, Jack Ham, Jack Lambert, Mel Blount, Change the Rules, Donnie Shell. Yo, man, that's ridiculous, man. They should have never been able to acquire that type of talent. Like that's how bad it was. It was like, how do you do that? So it's I'll probably say that. But in this era, yeah, AB's had some games, man. And then Le'Veon Bell has had games where you just kind of got to like bow down. Like he was that dominant. For a guy not to be able to break away from dudes and to dominate games like that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, Ben had games like that. I would say Ben had bigger games per se as far as like throwing the ball than Terry, but it's a different era. So it's kind of hard because Steelers were different then. They ran the ball multiple. They just ran the ball then, and Ben had free will to do whatever he wanted. Todd Haley accentuated the offense around Ben, and before him, the coaches before that let him just get free reign. Bill Cowher was really the only person to lock Ben up the first year when he told him not to throw the ball a lot. So, yeah, it's a lot of games, man. That's too many, man. That's like, yeah, man. Like I always tell you, Sam. Sam. I wish I had a time machine. I'd take you back so you could start. I just wish I had a time machine, man. I just took you back. You just needed to see how dominant they were. It was crazy. You need to see it.
That's a lot, man. I don't even think for even people who weren't necessarily fortunate enough to see it in real time. I think it's hard to debate defensively the steel curtain. We saw some good ones in the modern era. The 08 and the 10 defense, but them Steelers, and think about it, like Kenyon is saying, they didn't even pass the ball a lot. So how dominant were we against the run with that front? Just ridiculous. All them Hall of Famers, man, it had to be a thing of beauty to see them, see it in action. But yeah, man, as soon as Kenyon said it, I was like, yeah, I forgot. I left AB off because, man, AB I know there's a bunch of them that I'm not remembering. Like in recent years, the Saints game, he went crazy. Here's a forgotten AB one. Because Calvin Johnson went so crazy, AB went crazy in that game. Remember when Calvin Johnson, he went for almost, it was 250, something stupid. AB was right behind him. But we forget that because Calvin was just going off. And I think Detroit won that game, if I remember correctly, but AB went crazy in that game. AB was the truth, man.
AB was the truth.
Hey, there's no way around that. He was the truth. Yeah. But all right, y'all. Let's get to it, man. I don't even expect that we'll be here too long. It's just, like I said, this season kind of, to me, crept up on me a little bit. For some reason, I don't know. I didn't feel the same. I don't want to say excitement. I'm always excited, but this preseason didn't really feel like some of the previous ones. It kind of felt like it just went through the motions. We didn't seem like we had a bunch to talk about. But what we'll cover tonight, guys, like I said, we're freestyling. I just want to talk a little bit about what we expect in week one. How do we expect the offense to look, the defense to look? We have not seen Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, we hear what we hear in practice, but again, in real game speed is different. He's a veteran, but still. How would Broderick Jones do? He looked pretty decent in the last preseason game, but again, we got to see it in real action. Is Troy Fautanu back where he needs to be? Will Zach Frazier take another step, as well as McCormick? Will Siamalu be solid? Because Siamalu has battled injury as well, so it's what does that look like? Can we still run the ball, right? What does it look? And I'm just throwing stuff out there. What does a Jaylen Warren-led Steelers offense look like from the start? Will that be better or worse? And what I mean by that, it might be better because everybody who likes the Jaylen Warren style of running in that spark, I'm not opposed to that. It definitely with having a guy like Caleb behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt like the reverse with Najee and Warren. I felt like Jaylen Warren came in and gave us that spark. I didn't necessarily think if you started him and Najee was the spell, I didn't necessarily think that was going to be better. And it's funny because Caleb Johnson says this. He says he's a volume runner as well. But Najee, I really felt he was that. Najee to me was kind of, when you get him going, no comparison here, but I think some of you football fans will understand what I'm saying. Najee to me was more of if Jaylen Warren was a starter, maybe I would use Najee like a Marion Barber, right? Fourth quarter dude, or if you flip-flopped him. because Najee didn't have what I already see from Caleb Johnson. You know, he didn't have the burst. He didn't have the quickness. And it's, you know, you kind of had to crank him up. Again, I love Najee, but I'm saying he just wasn't. I don't want to go so far down that road because Najee is a Charger now. But I'm saying, to make my point, I think seeing Jaylen Warren be the starter and being spelled by Caleb Johnson might work better in theory than if Jaylen Warren was a starter and then we brought Najee in behind him. And I could be wrong. I don't know. I felt it was always better to let Najee get in and do what he do first and then let Jaylen come give us a spark. Because I think Najee would have been the same guy whether he was off, you know, the second rotation or the starter. He wasn't going to take it up. Jaylen Warren kind of took it up, so you needed him to spell Najee, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Najee's like a Cadillac. Like he's like the old Cadillacs, the old ones, where they gotta roll for a minute. You gotta give them, you know what I mean? Let it warm up, and it rolls for long periods of time. I wouldn't. And then also they're different backs. Caleb Johnson and Najee are totally different backs. Najee is a person that he's more north-south when he runs. He kind of has to see the hole. The hole has to be there for him to see it sometimes as far as his running back vision in that way. Power back, per se. Caleb Johnson is not really a power. He's a zone guy. So when you're a zone guy, you're used to understanding how the blocks work and how you run off each end of each zone that you're trying to get to. So to me, that's the difference. It's the major difference. Jaylen Warren can do both, but he's better in the zone situation also. Yeah. And I think I think the offense was set up for that. I think if we ran a really old school offense and you just give the ball to Najee like 25 to 30 times each game, it'd be cool. But I always looked at Najee as a low budget version of Marshawn Lynch, where he doesn't have the burst Marshawn Lynch has. He doesn't have the break. He doesn't have the long speed that Marshawn Lynch has, but they kind of run alike. They're looking for contact in a lot of ways. But Marshawn was such a monster. Like he had a little bit more speed. He had a little bit more juice to him. You know what I mean? Marion Barber, same way. Any big backs you can think of that run like that. You know, kind of like diet versions of Marshawn Lynch, a diet version of Earl Campbell, who Earl Campbell was looking to run you over. You know what I'm saying? But Earl Campbell had speed, it was so rare. You know what I mean? So it's that's what Najee was to me. So I never looked at Najee, I think, the way other people looked at him. I always looked at him like, look, if the offense is going to be set up where he gets the ball 30 times, and the thing is, Tomlin did that, which is it's even more tells you about it. Because Tomlin's like, no, he's our back. We're going to feed him 30 times. You know what I mean? We're going to feed him 30 times a game. But I was like, if he can't break away from anybody, it don't matter. It's and that coincides with the offensive line. So look, I love Najee. I've seen him since high school, but I always said the same thing. You can never run away from people. And I saw it in high school when he was out here in California, and I said he doesn't run away from people. And when you don't run away from people, when you get to the top level, look, that little speed, you don't have to have 4.2 speed, 4.3 speed, but you have to have a little bit where you can kind of run away from, because linebackers are your speed once you get to that level. They're running the same as you. So love Najee. Wish him the best in LA. But I think Caleb is more, you see the burst to the hole. You see the burst, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't necessarily say Caleb has long speed like that, but you can get faster in the NFL. You can improve on that. So we've seen it happen. I mean, Le'Veon Bell got faster. So I mean, you can see it. So I think Jaylen Warren is going to have a great year, personally. I think he's going to have a great year, and I think it's great to have Caleb Johnson spelling him and Kenneth Gainwell spelling him as your two backs to spell him. I like that little trio. I like it. And I think it's a great thing Pittsburgh did by extending Jaylen. And I think that helps Caleb, because that's just development as I see it. Like, I look at Caleb Johnson as the same way I look at the Bills running back that was behind, who's now the starter, your boy Cook, his brother. Remember, he was behind. He didn't start. He was behind. And then he just emerged. And I see Caleb Johnson kind of doing that if all things work out. So I'm very excited about that, but I'm patient. Got to be patient with these kids.
Got to be patient, man. And I'm glad you mentioned Gainwell because I think, man, Gainwell is going to be in spots. I think he's going to be a matchup nightmare for like out the backfield against a linebacker.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I hope they plan to utilize him properly. And yeah, that's a pretty solid trio, man. I mean, we got quickness, toughness, and speed with the combination of the three, so yeah, I like that. Got a little shiftiness. Like you said, like Caleb is not it's funny, guys, if you watch his film in college, and he didn't really get caught from behind, it's because he's quick, he's decisive, and he has a burst. So once he get to the second level and he at his full speed, he might be running. I'm just throwing a number out there. He could be running a 4.6, and you ain't gonna catch it.
Yeah,
because he got there. It's almost like, and this is no comparison because he was slower than that. How many times did we see Emmett get caught from behind?
Yeah.
And Emmett was slow.
yeah,
As far as his 40 time. But one thing I used to always say about Emmitt Smith, like I know people would say, oh, well, he had that line. Emmett would hit the hole like that. That step, I'll give Emmitt Smith that. His first step to the hole was lightning fast. He just ain't have no long speed. Caleb is like that to me. Once he get to the second level, we legit have a guy that if he get past that linebacker group, he could take it.
yeah. Think about it this way. Emmitt Smith was perfect for the Dallas Cowboys offense for that line. People always use the analogy where Barry Sanders had Dallas Cowboys line. He would have had. I was like, no, because he doesn't run the same. Like the difference between Emmitt and Barry is looking to bounce. He's looking to make moves, bounce and bounce and bounce. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Emmitt is trying to hit the hole. He's direct. He's very simple. It's very simple. So Barry would have not necessarily been great in that situation. You know what I mean? I don't know what would have helped Barry because he was so unique. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think, Emmitt and another, Barry Sanders wasn't a breakaway back when he was at Oklahoma State. Barry Sanders got faster when he got to the NFL. And all you got to do is look at one play when they were playing Tampa Bay. And he makes the cut, and that safety is trying to catch him. And he breaks away from him. I was like, that's when I knew he was faster. I said, he got faster, which is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't really doing that. Remember, Thurman Thomas was the breakaway back at Oklahoma State.
Thurman was
that. They played on the same team. He was the breakaway back. So it's, another, like Roger Craig did that. Remember, Roger Craig was not fast in college at Nebraska. He was not until he got to the NFL, which is, but I agree with you. I think Caleb has, I don't know if he has another gear. He has a gear to get to where he needs to get to, but I don't know if he has that other gear to get away from you, But I agree with you. Once he gets past that initial line in that second level, that third level, then it's just him and the safety. And, he's a big back.
Big boy.
You know what I mean? So.
But yeah, I like that, man. So now I guess we just ask the direct questions, guys. I don't even see it in much news to talk about. I know there's a couple guys, and I'm gonna try my best to do a before play. Let me say this, guys, and I'm gonna say it at the end of the show. I'm already sick this month. I got stuff lined up, guys. Oh my! And my lovely wife, she was like, "Oh man, I ain't even think about that." I ain't gonna see the game in real time on Sunday. I might not see it in real time on which week? It's like 3 weekends in September that I might not see the game in real time, and I'm sick. I was like, babe, it's week 1. But it's family stuff that you got to do. You know what I mean? Like aging grandma and stuff. They doing like a family day. She's in like a home. We got to go see it. But I'm like, why is it on Sunday? Why? But anyway, I say that to say, I don't care what time I get home, I will be doing a post-game show because the beauty, of having Game Pass and stuff like that. I mean, if I miss the game, I can watch the condensed version, nothing but plays, and I can see the entire game. But I'm so mad about that because y'all know I like to react in real time, right after the game. But anyway, I'm just giving y'all that heads up. So I'm going to definitely try to do some type of maybe Saturday, like, another little pregame show, after I see who's hurt and who's not. Because I think I saw something about Nick Herbig might be questionable or something.
Yeah.
But literally, what are we expecting, man? On Sunday, like, how do we feel about this team? And that's what I want to get into really quick. And I could be brief with mine. I think we have some potential offensively. What saddens me a little bit is, yes, it's Aaron Rodgers and he's a veteran, but I wanted to at least see a quarter, right? Let me at least see Aaron Rodgers' thought process and how he manufactures the offense, right? Now, of course, what we would want is that we're running the football well. You can't really replicate that. Yeah, you could do it in preseason, but what I'm saying is going up against the Jets front, them dudes are pretty stout. That's going to be a real test. You can't replicate that. But I wanted to see the passing Aaron Rodgers and what matchups are he looking for. We could see that in preseason. Is he identifying Freiermuth as a matchup early? Is it Jonnu? Is it Washington? Is he heavily favoring DK? Is because DK is, coverage is being, basically drawn his way, we able to see him develop chemistry with Roman Wilson. We hear that this was happening in camp. Him and Roman Wilson was kind of connecting a lot, and Roman Wilson showed up a few times in preseason, and I think he might be a welcome surprise for us. But going into this game, I don't know what to expect. And y'all know I always say I don't know what team we have until at least week 6. I don't really know what to expect offensively. Defensively, I think we're going to be flying around, and hate to say it, Justin Fields doesn't scare me in the air. And that's not a slight to Justin. I mean, I think Justin did a great job with us last year. I wanted to see more of him, but I think we will be able to defend the passing game of Justin Fields, even if he, hits a few passes here, passes there. I'm not too concerned about that. I am interested to see how our run defense is, though. Because I do think that with having Breece Hall and Justin Fields, we're going to see a heavy dose of running the football. A lot of it. I think they will feature Justin Fields way more than we did. So I'm curious to see how we defend that, because our run game has been a little leaky the last couple seasons. We have a couple games where we okay, but y'all know what I was saying every week. Even when we kept the yardage down, we seem to give up a lot of explosive runs. And I won't even do the explosive by definition. I'll give my own definition. 10 yards or more. We gave up a lot of those. And it seemed like it always happened at the wrong time. We would give up a 25-yard gain on a 2nd and 9. Like, what's happening? So I'm curious to see where we are with that. I mean, I feel like we got some pieces on defense if you just throw some names out there. Very excited by what Jalen Ramsey might be able to bring to the table. The leadership of a big play Slay. I'm curious to see what Joy Porter we have this year. Has he been able to, is he going to be able to reduce the penalties? Juan Thornhill, man, it was preseason, but, I hadn't seen him flying around like that in, a few years. He kind of looked like Chiefs' version of Thornhill in preseason, in limited action. But, hey, if we could don't kill me for what I'm going to say, because y'all know I was the one who defended Minka. But I will say this, if we can get Juan to play like he played in preseason, it doesn't fill the void, but he was giving us the same run support as Minka was. Only in preseason. Again, short sample size. I'm just saying, dang, okay, can we get comparable play? I don't think he's going to do everything Minka did, but can we, after 5-6 games, can we all come back here and say, hey, man, we hanging in there at safety? Of course, TJ. I'm even looking forward to dudes like Jack Sawyer, man. I think Jack Sawyer somewhere is going to make an impact doing something. And, of course, I hate that he's injured. I haven't checked the report, but Derek Harmon, that hurts me, man. That I don't think I don't think so. I haven't checked I
No,
haven't checked.
no. He's
Yeah,
out.
but I wouldn't expect him to be playing. So it's like, I don't know what to expect, y'all. I really don't. I don't have much more on it. Maybe, listen, is Aaron Rodgers, my biggest question is, what is the offense going to look like? I hate to talk about Coach T, but that's one thing that I would say that I don't necessarily always agree with Tomlin. Of course, you give veterans the day off, but I feel like, man, like anything else, when you haven't played something in real game speed in a while, I don't care if you are a 21-year veteran, you got to feel that action, man. I mean, how many of you guys go to the gym, right? And let's say you do cardio. I'll give y'all one really quick, then I'm going to throw it to Kenya. For the last couple months, I've been hitting the gym, and I've been able to do the stair stepper, right? When I first started, boy, I could only do that joint about 5 minutes. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just a different workout. Now, I could do 30 minutes just like that, right? I've worked up to that. But let a week go by, and I haven't done it. On that 8th day, yeah, I could tell, yeah, you ain't did your 30 in a minute. You can feel it. It's the same way. Dog, if you ain't played with flying bullets, like, come on, I don't care if it's Aaron Rodgers, give him a quarter or a half just to shake the rust off. Practice is not, I promise y'all, with me doing my little league coaching, practice is not the game. Coincidentally, though, our little 11, 12-year-olds, they play harder in the game than they do at practice. I'm yelling at them all night today, like, what we doing? But in the game, they actually step up. But anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. You got to give them some real-time action, and I haven't seen it, so I don't know what to expect from our offense. So I can't even call a prediction, man. Looking forward to it, though. I hope we go get one, because, the Jets' defense is pretty decent on paper. So if we can go get a win and look decent, I'm not expecting us to look great in week 1. That would be a plus. But if we can look decent and come away with a win, I'd be happy with that. But yeah, what you thinking, Kenya, man, as far as top to bottom? I know you pretty much like me in week 1, but is there anything specifically that you are expecting or at least hope to see, or any type of prediction you might have?
Yeah, I just want them to execute, try to play clean in a lot of ways. I think when you don't play clean, you put yourself in situations where you make it harder on yourself. Yeah. I don't know about the Aaron Rodgers thing. It is what it is. But T.J. Watt has sat out the whole preseason and came in and got 2 sacks. Hayward has done the same thing. So like, Aaron Rodgers is smart enough. He knows enough, and he has. The thing is that I think him practicing every day, him getting to scrimmage, that was kind of like his preseason. That's his get up. But Aaron Rodgers hasn't played preseason since I think his 4th year in the league. He said something like that, 5th year in the league. So, I think he's just used to doing that. I'm excited to see how they utilize Jonnu Smith. I'm excited to see how they utilize, and I agree with you. I think Roman Wilson is a sleeper, but I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to let it play out because there's been so many complaints about having a wide receiver 2. But we're gonna find out. Obviously, the Steelers see something we don't. They fished around for receivers, but they didn't fish around like people I think thought they did. And it has to be for 2 reasons. Maybe they think they have some what they got. I'm excited to see how they use Calvin Austin. I think DK will get doubled, and I think that opens up stuff for Roman. It opens up stuff for Freiermuth to eat. It allows Darnell Washington to eat. I think they're gonna utilize Darnell Washington. I think that what I've seen so far, I like what they've done, and I just want to see Arthur Smith's offense utilized, in a positive way. And if we can do that, then hey, that'll be good for me. As far as the defense goes, I'm excited to see them attack. I want the defense to be different. Attack. not really worried about Justin. If Justin Fields beats us with his arm, so be it. But I don't want him to beat us with his legs, and I don't want him to control that way. I think we can force turnovers on Fields because depends on how the Jets use him. The Jets might let him cut it loose more, and that'll set up opportunities for our safeties, for Deshaun, for wherever Ramsey's playing. I'm excited to see Patrick Queen have a nice year because I think he was just settling in. I think he knows the defense now. I'm excited to see Wilson get off. I think Wilson is a star in the making.
Yes. He be having quiet games too, man.
Yeah.
Like we notice it, but everybody don't really notice everything that he's doing.
So like that's I'm excited about that. I'm excited about, even though Harmon's not there, I'm excited to see Yaya Black. I'm excited to see the depth on our defensive line.
Yeah.
I think I know what TJ is going to give me. I know what Highsmith is going to give me. I don't know how much Sawyer is going to play. I think if Herbert doesn't play, then you will see Sawyer.
Yeah.
So that'll be a positive. So for me, I just want them to execute and to not let penalties kill them. I don't want them to beat themselves in these situations, because that is a common thing you can argue that is a Tomlin trait with his teams, especially early in the season, where they beat themselves. They get stupid penalties, like that 5-yard penalty when it's 1st and 10, and you get 1st and 15. You don't want that on a consistent basis. So for me, I'm excited to see what Arthur Smith does with this offense with Aaron Rodgers' input, and it's, to me, my expectations are to improve every week. If you can do that, I can live with that if you improve every week. Because to me, they have pieces. And you got to give Omar some credit for the moves they made. And I think they just have to let it lie. So I'm not going to lose my mind, but I think, just execute. If you execute most of the time, we can win games, man.
You should be able to win
games.
Yeah.
So that's all, and hopefully the injury bug doesn't kill us, and hopefully we can get Harmon back at some point. We can get Trice back. That just makes the defense even more deadly. I'm excited to see 26 get off. He's playing against his old team too.
Yeah, man.
So that's going to be exciting to see that. And I'm excited to see Holcomb. How much, what is he going to do? So
right.
The pieces I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see a lot of them. So, but look, man, it's week 1. Let's get it. And let's get excited. It's time, man.
Man, as you were talking, man, I had a question for you. I'm trying to see if I remember this correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, and as well as the chat. Last season, where our receivers 1 through 1, was it Pickens, Austin, and Van Jefferson? Were those the top 3?
Yeah, it was Pickens, Van Jefferson, and Austin.
Whoa. All right, so here's the question for Kenyon and chat. Y'all chime in. I know we're going to run a decent amount of 12. Y'all know I screamed last year, man, we need to run 11 sometimes. I know we're going to run a healthy amount of 12 this year because of Jonnu and Freiermuth and Washington, but really because of Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers' success out of that personnel and utilizing the tight ends and having a guy who will attack the middle of the field, yada, yada, yada. But do you think it's possible with Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin? Could we see more 11 personnel? And it's a twofold thought in my mind. Roman Wilson, they're saying, seems to be emerging, right? But then I think on the second side of that, in 12, how much do we trust Calvin Austin? Because in 12, right, a lot of times you're going to run out of that too. And you kind of want dudes who are more block capable. And then Calvin Austin is willing, but smaller guy. Are we going to throw Roman Wilson out there in that scenario? Are we going to use probably Skoranek in that situation? I don't know how good a blocker Scotty Miller is or isn't. So it makes me wonder if they want to utilize, let's say, the speed of a Scotty Miller. Well, I think he goes by Scott Miller now, so let me call him correctly. And the speed of Calvin Austin and the toughness of Roman Wilson, and Roman Wilson working in the slot. You think we see a lot more 11? Maybe like a good mix of it now that we have those three versus the because Van Jefferson, no disrespect to him, but I don't think he was going to scare anybody, right? At least if you throw Calvin Austin out there, even at 12, the corner is worrying about getting beat over the top because DK, because you're still going to force coverage to DK. So now one-on-one corner might be a little afraid of the shiftiness and the take the top off the defensive speed of a Calvin Austin. I mean, sometimes you just can't defend a go route. I don't care how tight you get on. If you don't get hands on him, he's gone. Yeah. So it makes me wonder, though, do you think we'll throw a little more 11 out there with those three as opposed to the three we had last year?
I just think Arthur Smith likes three tight ends. And the one scenario you haven't thought about is you can put Jonnu Smith.
You can put Jonnu out there, yeah.
Because Jonnu Smith is really a big receiver playing tight end. He's not really an inline guy like that. You can kind of throw him out there, and it's DK and Jonnu. You know what I'm saying? So now you can do two things. Jonnu was big enough to block. I mean, George Pickens wasn't a willing blocker. So if you're saying Calvin Austin was willing, he tried. There's plays George Pickens didn't even try. So essentially, that's not helping us in the run game. So I think I look at it like, I think Arthur Smith wants to bully people, and I think the way he wants to bully people is he'll use big sets. And I think he'll run. You can put Roman Wilson out there. I mean, it just depends how much they trust Roman Wilson in that scenario. And Calvin Austin, I agree with you. I mean, both players, Roman and Calvin, should benefit from DK being on the other side.
DK, yeah.
So the way I look at it is sometimes you can put Jonnu out there. I mean, we've heard in practice there are sets where it's Darnell Washington lined up outside.
Oh Lord!
Like I'm saying, man. Like, look, man. If they're gonna bully people like that, hey, man, oof. I'm with it. I'm with bully ball. So it's it'll be interesting to see. I think Arthur Smith loves 12. So if he loves 12, then I think we'll see. And I think Aaron Rodgers, the tweak with Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers will have some freedom to tweak certain things within the offense. And I think Arthur Smith will give him plays to tweak to help him in that scenario. So it'll be interesting. And I don't know how much we're going to see it this week, but I think you can see it. We'll see it down the line. And, yeah, I don't know how much 11 we're going to run, but I think 12 is going to be something we see a lot. You're going to see that a lot.
Kenya said bully ball, and I just got a vision. 12 personnel. So for those of you that, everybody doesn't know, it's two tight ends. DK Metcalf, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, and Jonnu Smith. Oh my goodness. Just off of size, right? Because you force the defense in theory to go big as well. So they take, put some of the slower guys on the field.
Yep.
Jonnu is going to be a matchup nightmare. Right? You can't put a corner on him. Because if you put a corner on him out of your base defense, then, so what you going to do with, Darnell Washington? If especially what Kenya said, imagine if Darnell Washington the one to split out. Imagine if he split out, right? And you got Jonnu and Freiermuth on the opposite side. And then DK, man. And you catch a defense in their base, 3-4 or 4-3. Bruh. That could get nasty. And then you got Caleb Johnson or Jaylen Warren in the backfield. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what
I know
I'm
that
thinking.
sounds like some Madden stuff, but I'm just saying. Hey, some of the best coaches put packages out there like they play in Madden.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me say this really quick too, guys, because this is a brand new season, and I'm taking a different approach with some of this stuff. So I'm gonna say it right now, Malvo. Shout outs to Malvo, but I'm telling y'all this now. My new approach is when your opinion or your narrative is different than almost everybody, I ain't really gonna address it. Not saying I don't respect it, but I'm like, if it's so far, and this is what I'm saying. You didn't say nothing crazy, but I remembered even during preseason, you had the same take. Before that, I ain't hearing nothing about Roman Wilson training camp, and now you already saying who said he's coming on. Everybody has been saying it.
Everybody been saying that.
Everybody. That ain't my words. I want out. Everybody's saying it.
Yep.
Even all of us in the chat agree, and we heard it. How is
all
it that
the
you
reporters, all the reporters that have been at camp have said the same thing about Roman Wilson. They've been saying this the last 4 weeks in camp. They've been saying Roman Wilson's the dude that's standing out. They keep saying it. Actually, I don't believe it. I don't believe it because they keep saying it. So now I'm thinking it's hype. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? It's like it's okay. You got to show me something. But they keep saying it. So why are they saying it? Why would they keep saying it?
In respect to you, Malvo, you said you didn't hear it. So that's my point. I'm not even going to spend time like if it's so far left from what I may have saw or whatever, I'll just leave it at that. One of these will shake and disagree. But I thought it was clear. Everybody said it. I mean, we've even seen him do some things in the game in preseason. Yeah, we've seen it.
Seen it in preseason. Yeah.
So, yep. I mean, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, Mark. But like I said, that's gonna be my approach this year. So I don't want nobody to take it as disrespect. It's just like, all right, you got it. Like, I'm always good for a good debate, but when it's so opposite, I ain't gonna touch it. I don't know if that's a pause or not, but yeah.
Hey man, we got to retire Paul.
I know, man. I feel that way too. Yeah, we gonna retire. Well, let's see what else we got, man. Who's the next man up behind Harmon? Because Harmon was starting.
I think Yaya.
So probably
Thomas said that might be Yaya, a combination of Yaya. What's it? Daniel Ikube. I think he might get some run there.
Oh, he did a presser today, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it.
I just caught it before I came on because I didn't get to see it earlier today. I was out. So I think them two, maybe it'll probably be a rotation. Because I think I think even if Harmon would have played, it would have been a rotation.
Yeah,
it's just definitely. You have one less person. You just have one less person to rotate. I think Yaya's play has warranted, and to make the point about not to bring back to Roman. Here's another point. They've been saying Yaya has been dominating in camp. They said he was dominating, blocking balls. They couldn't block him, all this other stuff. And then he gets in the game, and you see him do it. Yeah. And now you're thinking, so it's the same thing. So if you believe, you choose what you want to believe. You can believe what timeline you want to believe, to use an MCU reference. You can believe what timeline you want to believe. I just know what timeline I'm on. I know what timeline Sim is on. I don't know about that other stuff. But I'm just saying, I think Yaya will get ample times. I think Yaya he might be a steal. And I think they might have found the next generation of defensive linemen. Not saying you don't get more, but I'm just saying that might be the next two.
All right. So yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. The way Kenyon summed it up as far as what he's looking for, there's not much more I can add to that, man. I would like to just see us start a little faster, man. And I'm not even just talking about points. Like, I'm not saying they got to go out there and score 35, 30 on Sunday, but I do want to. Here's a realistic expectation. Can we have more sustainable drives than not for once in week one? Because I know it's hard because, we'll be fair and we'll all say, yeah, it's week one. True, but the other team was able to do it. So I'm not expecting perfection, but can we at least see an Aaron Rodgers-led offense with being coached by Arthur Smith, can we at least walk away from Sunday and be like, hey, man, we had some, 4 or 5 minute drives or 10 play drives, even if it don't result in a touchdown. I just don't, I hope we don't start week 1 again, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Like, what's happening? I'm tired of the Steelers being the slow start team. I feel like at this point, you get an Aaron Rodgers, but so that doesn't have to happen. So I agree with Kenyon 100%, man. Execution. Can we execute? Can we just play as sound as you can play in week 1, where we're not walking away from it feeling like, oh, here we go again. Even if we lose. Week 1, I ain't tripping. On the road. Solid defense. Now, I don't think, just on paper, I don't think their offense is all that. I think if we can control the line of scrimmage from a run game standpoint, I think we should have a chance. Just on paper, we should have a chance to win. Because, again, no knock to Justin Fields, but if you're asking me where are most of the points going to come from either side, if you ask me who's going to score more points if the run game isn't effective, the Steelers or the Jets, I would say Steelers. If neither one of them can run the ball, I would say on paper, we probably should have the edge in that department.
I agree.
So I'm with you, man. Can we have a semi-penalty-free game and just, can we see the idea? Even if it ain't perfect, can we see, okay, I see what they're trying to do.
I just want us to be more consistent in the red zone, that's the thing I think that infuriates people more than anything else is sometimes coming away with 3. I mean, I understand that, but it's better to get 7. And I think that may be one of the reasons why, the Steelers really pursued Aaron Rodgers is to be able to convert in the red zone when it matters most. And I will give the Jets credit. They do have 2 good running backs. So those running backs are good. And you can argue they're very comparable to our running backs. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to be able to control the line of scrimmage in those scenarios. And my bad people, YA should be able to contribute as well. And Ben they might move Ben around because Ben is not really a true nose, so he might play that other end. So it just depends on what you do. But I just want us to convert. We get down to that in that 20, that red zone, I want us to convert more. And I think we have the personnel to where it's matchup issues. Where if you have Darnell Watson, if you have Jonnu Smith, if you have DK, if you have Calvin Austin, you should be able to convert in those scenarios. And they might use Scotty Miller or Scott Miller. They might, you never know. I just want them to be consistent in the red zone, and I think that's why Aaron Rodgers was brought in to because he's been there, he knows how to do it. And I agree with you. If we can be consistent in that scenario, limit the turnovers and mistakes, look, I'll be cool with that. That doesn't bother me. It's the mistakes that bother me. It's the unforced. It's the shooting yourself in the foot that really irritates you in the game. And Sim knows we text each other all the time in the game, and we have the same text. Man, why you got to get that 5-yard penalty there? What are you doing on that play? What is he doing on that play? We do that. That's consistent. You know what I'm saying? So that's a Tomlin trait that he has to get out of the system. You know what I mean? And hopefully we don't see that this year. And that's what I'm looking forward to. That's how I'm looking at it.
I agree with the chat, man. Their defense I feel like they should be ready to go. Talk about the Jets. Aaron Glenn, coming off the year he had as a D coordinator. I mean, you would expect it, right? And arguably, man, listen, I know a lot of y'all don't never want to give the credit, but in our good years, in 08 and all of that, 10, even later, even after what's the name left, and when Terrell Austin started having good defensive seasons, the head coach was Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
So you do expect that out of defensive head coach guys. So I expect that he's gonna have those guys ready to play, of course, but it still comes down to execution, man. Y'all know me, and I'm not ever gonna waver from my thoughts on that. I think coaches have their teams ready to play every week. I think execution plays a big role in that. Like, that's why I don't put so much stock. Y'all never hear me say, even when we win, y'all rarely hear me say, man, they had them ready to go. Because I don't just say that, and I'm not talking about any of you guys, I'm just explaining my thoughts. I think that phrase is overrated because I'm pretty sure. Y'all want me to give you a perfect example that we saw last night? It started off with a text from Kenya saying, boy, UNC looking like the Patriots out there. Then the rest of that game, but y'all gonna tell me that Bill Belichick ain't have them ready to play? Like, seriously. It's hard to say that. You know what I mean? So I just think maybe they might have got out-talent. I don't know. Maybe he went on his best coaching gig, but what I'm saying is, a Bill Belichick coached team more than likely was ready because we hate him or love him. You gotta say when Bill Belichick was coaching the Patriots, their teams was always like locked in, disciplined. They weren't even the most talented team, but they did smart things on defense. So that's what I'm saying. That's my proof to say. That's why I don't buy into that all the time. When, he had a team ready. He had them ready. I think coaches at these levels have their teams ready to play every week. You could get out coached. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but I don't, and we only say it. We only say it when a team lose. It's the only time we say they ain't have them ready. Yeah. We never give them credit when they win. So that's just my position on that.
I agree.
But wow, man, they got smacked last night. Dang.
Oh man, that was crazy. Like, yeah, you're right. I mean, I didn't text the rest of that game. I was like, that's bad.
Sheesh.
Like, for them to score 41 unanswered is crazy. But it's man. They had Lawrence Taylor in the booth. They had the GOAT in the booth. I'm pretty sure he said, "Hey man, fire up the jet, man. I'm out in the third quarter. Get back to Florida." He's like, "Nah, man. That was a
select.
I don't know what Bill's doing, man. My boy said, it's a PG show. He said he might have been like honey pack. So yeah, what was going on with Bill at that time? He got a lot of stuff going on in his life. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of stuff going on in his life. So,
just like they trying to give my coach all this credit, FSU. Okay, we came out, but I'm just saying, he was the same coach last year. See, I'm just saying, don't be on this. Yeah, I was about to say something. Don't be on this now.
Yeah. 2-10
What about last year?
2-10, and I remember Sim was like, he was hurt. They were 2-10 last year. He was hurt. 2-10, and this week it was just like,
man, I couldn't believe that. But they showed, that transfer. You know what? We might have to do a show one day just about college, man. But I don't want to get sidetracked. That transfer portal is something else, man. I don't know how I feel about it, but I ain't gonna get into that tonight. But I like it and don't like it for different reasons. Right.
Right.
But right. I respect the players. I will say this, and then we can move on. I respect that NCAA football is $1 billion playpen, just like the NFL, and teams make so much, especially when you start learning how much they get paid to be in these bowls and all that, and it's off of player likeness. I ain't mad at they getting paid for it. Not mad at that. My only critique that I don't like so much is how much movement. I was telling Kenya, I said, man, I ain't realized. Wait, what? Carson Beck? What? When he? Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
But I don't like the movement, man. It's because what's going to end up happening, you're going to have a dude playing at 3 different schools before you go to the pros.
Yeah, but you already see that. The weird part, we ain't getting on college. We're going to have to do that one day, a college thing. But look, it's like, to me, I don't see it the same way other people see it, because being out here, that's how it is in high school. In high school, you can transfer to any school you want to transfer to now, which you couldn't do when we were growing up. You couldn't do that. You had to go to the school that was in your area, or you got bussed out, and you had to get a permit to go to that school.
That's right.
Nowadays, you can go to any school you want to go to. You can transfer to any school in Los Angeles County that you want to play for, which is why you see Bronny James and those people. They're not playing in the city of Los Angeles. They're playing technically in the Valley. They're playing out this way. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you see that. You see, like, all these kids moving out to certain areas because it's really a money situation. Move your family out there, go to school, school makes money, and all it did was go up to college. And to me, my only beef with the NIL is that there's no consequence for you to transfer and not to be able to sit out. So essentially, if I recruit you, say for instance I'm recruiting Sim, and I put all these hours in recruiting Sim, I get him a check, get him a nice place to live and stuff. 1 year he can leave. Yeah. So all that stuff I put into you, it don't mean anything. You understand what I'm saying? That's, to me, that wrecks everything, because now it's like, why am I recruiting you? You know what I mean? Why am I doing that? To get you a bag. So it's, yeah, man, they're going to have to do something about that.
Put a cap on it, man. One transfer per eligibility or something. I don't know. Oof. But yeah, I ain't mad at them. You know, like I said, I ain't going to go all the way into, I ain't mad at the guys getting paid. I'm always for people getting paid. It just makes it weird. Because, yeah, I started loving my team, and then 15 of them leave. Like, man, what? But
no loyalty. That's what it is.
But we got the Tomlin get out coach crowd. Listen, I'm not arguing any of that, guys. I think it's easier for us to say that. I say us as a Steeler Nation, because it's our team. You know, every coach has gotten out coached, you know. And again, I am not campaigning for Tomlin. I'm just saying, as fans, sometimes I think we dig too deep into stuff sometimes, right? Because I used to. Trust me, I used to years ago. I don't think it's that deep. You know, I think it's very simple for us to see a good coach and a bad coach, terrible coach, horrible coach, terrible player, horrible player, good player, great player, excellent player, elite. I think it's very easy to see. It's not the depths ain't as deep as we be trying to make it. Oh, the coach didn't have them ready. Oh, that's because they don't. We just be trying to build these built-in reasons or excuses as to why what we thought didn't play out. We all are guilty of it as fans, guys. I'm just past it. Like that, I used to be that way years ago, but I've grown past that. So that's all I'm saying. I'm never, talking about you guys' opinion or disrespecting your opinion. It's an opinion, just like mine is. But I promise you, most of you guys are looking a little too. Even let's use the Roman Wilson example really quick, and then we probably can get out of here after that.
Yep.
For us to say, let's take Malvo for instance. Oh, well, anybody can look good against vanilla defense and this and that. Okay, cool. But my only question with Roman Wilson, where's our evidence to say that he's not going to be good? If I remember correctly, this dude hasn't played a snap with the Steelers in a real football game other than preseason this year. So where's the side of you that feels like, oh, he ain't going to do... Why do we feel like that? Last time we saw him in college, he was kicking butt. So where does that other side come from? We ain't even gave him a chance to be nothing. You understand what I mean? Like, it's cool if you feel like, but why is there always with certain players, why do we as fans, it seems like we go the extra mile to say what they're not? I don't understand that, especially when a guy like him, he has not played a regular season game for the Steelers, and we already trying to call what he is or ain't doing, and I ain't hearing nothing about. Yeah, but the man is coming off an injury, getting his first taste at action, and we not judging him fairly. That's all I'm saying. So I just don't get that side of it.
And it's the same. Here's the funny thing. This is the part why I try not to engage, man. I'm trying my best. Look, Calvin Austin was hurt his rookie year. He did not play. Corey Trice was hurt his first year. He did not play. People were saying the same things about Calvin Austin. How do you know what he is? He's trash. He hasn't done anything. I haven't seen anything. He didn't play. He was hurt. It's called injury. People get hurt. Example. Phil, you know about Juju Watkins, who plays basketball for USC, right?
Lord.
She tore her knee. She is out this year. Is she trash when she comes back?
Yeah, I doubt it very seriously.
That's my point. So let the people get their health back up, and then let's see what happens. At that moment, you can make an accurate or form an opinion of somebody. But Roman Wilson was killing at Michigan, which is why the Steelers drafted him. He was killing. So if he's killing at Michigan, gets hurt, doesn't play, you have no assessment of him. He's never been on the field. You don't know. So now we're seeing him healthy, hopefully, and we'll see what he can do and let him develop. And then we can make an assessment of the player. He's not 48. He's not Bud Dupree. You know what I'm saying? Where I've had enough time to recognize what he is. You know what I'm saying? So, let the boy live. Let that kid grow or fail.
Let
if he fails, fine. Fine, we'll draft somebody else. But at this moment, Calvin Austin was hurt. Corey Trice was hurt. When they play, when they're healthy, you have a different opinion of them now, don't you? When Corey Trice is healthy, he's dope. When Calvin Austin is healthy, he's fast. He's making plays. So what are we doing? Let Roman Wilson make his plays, and then after, if he sucks, then you can come back and say he sucks, and we can't argue it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But come on, man, let the kid live, man. It's like he was hurt. Like, what are we doing?
It's entertaining. I will give y'all that. I just don't know how we get there. Like, we do it to Steelers Nation. I love y'all so much, man. I wouldn't want to be a part of any other fan base, but we do it to every player, even TJ Watt. Last 2 years, all people say, oh, he's declining. Well, let me tell you something. What year season is this for TJ?
What, 10?
Is it impossible for a player to not be what he was in year 10? You see, it's like, I just don't get it sometimes. Like, it happens when you hit 30 and above, you might not be the exact same player you were. But we don't give nobody credit. As soon as they do something that's not at the level that we think they should be at or should still be at, now they trash. Y'all remember how, right here in this chat, how often we seen, man, get rid of TJ, man, trade. This was prior to TJ breaking, I'm going to still say breaking, not tying, the sack record. I remember that season people saying, man, trade him. I was like, for what? I mean, we weren't a Super Bowl contending team then, so it wasn't going to matter. I was just saying, well, what? We're never satisfied, Steelers Nation. Never. We never are. And I have accepted that. And it's entertaining to watch how y'all go so back and forth with this one, that one, this one, that one. Never satisfied when it comes to players. It's the craziest thing I ever seen, man.
You said it though. They want them to walk in and be great. That's how they want it. You got to walk in the building, first play, be great. That's how it has to be. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's how it works. But yeah.
Yep. But there you have it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Got some other things to do around the house. Like I said, man, who knew that my schedule would be so altered just, being an assistant coach for my son's football team. But man, I ain't been able to do nothing. I know my gaming folks like, man, what dog? I haven't had the time. I swear I got stuff coming for y'all. But I will say this for some of y'all that's here that watch me over there too. They probably gonna put out the official roster this week, so I'm gonna start from scratch with that. And there you have it. Got some sliders that I think is legit, because even what y'all seen, I've been playing. I'm in like week 9 or 10. I'm 6-3, and I like that. I've lost 3 games on all Madden with those sliders. So I think this is what I'm gonna run with. But it's coming, and I'll get back to college too, man. But I just got a lot of stuff going on. I'm just being honest with y'all. If I wish I could be a full-time content creator, but I'm not. So, but anyway, guys, like I said, I'm sick that I ain't gonna be able to see the game in real time. I got something we got to do on Sunday at probably about 2-3 o'clock. I will watch the game when I get home. I got to go to New York. When I get home, whatever time it is, I will do a recap show, so I'll be there for that. Somebody says real quick, who you got, Canelo or Crawford? I might do an independent video on that. if Crawford, let's say this real quick. If Crawford does what he's capable of doing with his technical skill and he just boxes, he probably can win it.
Yep.
What Crawford can't do, in my opinion, I love this about Crawford because he's a dog. You can't, that dog mentality can't kick in and you just stand there and bang with Canelo.
Nah.
I don't advise that, sir. As much as I love Bud, I do not advise you putting that machismo on and being like, no, sir. Don't do that. Canelo is too big. That's his walking weight. And let's not forget, this is the case you guys have not been watching boxing. This is not the Canelo that fought Floyd. Canelo over his career, Canelo can box now. Like, he can fight and box. Don't go fooling with him like that. Put on your best boxing performance against Canelo, and I think Crawford can outskill him. But it could be close, and it could go the other way if he decides to get cute. Canelo ain't the one to play with. And I wouldn't be surprised if he won, because listen, y'all saw Buster Douglas. All it takes is a shot. That's all it takes. I mean, I hate to talk. You know what? Let me take back what I said about. I got my own opinion about that Buster Douglas fight.
I was about to say something, but I just look, man. This is a PG show, man. This is a PG show, man. Yeah. I'm not even gonna tell you because I know what's up. This is a PG show. Yeah. We have to take that. You gotta take that to Patreon. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a dope content.
I know what happened to Mike.
I know what happened.
Yeah,
I know what happened.
My bad, Mike. I'm gonna take that one away. Let's say. Who else won on a lucky shot like that? Who was that knocked out Lennox? Was it Rockbar? Somebody landed on Rockbar. It was. Anybody can have one of those nights.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not going to just say he'll dominate because, I think it's going to be a close fight. I think it's going to be a technical fight. But, yeah, Terrence, Bud can't just stand. He do it every fight. And I love that about him. Y'all know I like the dog and anybody. But not with him.
Not with him.
You can't trade just with that boy. You remember this dude fought Triple G. Like he fought Danny J. He got a chin. Bud, I don't think can knock him out just in a slugfest. So stay away from that. But yeah.
It's called boxing. It's called boxing, not slugging. Just remember.
Yeah. Follow Floyd's blueprint, and I think he can win that fight.
Yep.
But yeah, let me get out of here, guys. I gotta run. I ain't even got time to chat it up with my boy after. I got to go. Guys.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm heading out too.
Yeah. But we love y'all, man. We appreciate it. I told you, me and Kenyon will do more of these, man. Maybe even during the season. You know, I definitely love when I have somebody to talk to. So we'll get more of these in. And like I said, I will do a before a play show. I might try to just stream it sometime Saturday. I don't think we got much going on Saturday. So I may stream it. If not, it will be posted. And hey, I'll talk to you guys then. But outside of that, I got to ask, hey, if you like the video, you like the content, show that you do by hitting the like button.
Yes.
Other than that, like every week, I'm going to ask you guys to stay healthy. Please do that because there's a lot going on out here, man. Stay safe. God bless. Good night. Like always, thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yep.
Peace.